This is Eric Mwatha with Mwatha.com, and I briefly wanted to take some time to take a look at how this setup played out, and it is for Office Depot. I issued an alert here when the stock broke out. The alert was here just when it moved above this $10 area. So I thought the stock looked good just based on the fact that it met our minimum requirements. As you can see, RSI making 3-year highs. The chart itself looks very innocent. The main thing, and this is the takeaway, is the fact that it was breaking out and they had the possibility of moving above 61.90 or 61.8, sorry, on the RSI. As it moved above 61.8 for the first time in 3 years plus, that is where you want to take an interest in a stock. And after, we've watched a stock and owned it since it broke out above $10 here. So we wake up a couple of weeks later on this morning and we hear there's news that Office Max is being bought out or in merger talks with Office Depot. And you see the stocks jumps up 27%. The takeaway here is that now take a look at where your RSI is trading at. Your RSI is trading at 64, which is now above our 61.8 threshold, where we expect a strong spike in a stock. Now I'm going to let you listen to what CNBC is saying about the news now that it's out. To me, what you're going to notice is that the news is late. It's really not profitable. They really don't seem to know what's going on. They had no idea that there was something brewing in the stock. I just want you to see what we always watch on TV and in the media, to see how they peg news in the stock or in stocks just before they move or after they've already moved.
Office supply retailer Office Max and Office Depot are near a merger that could be announced this week. CNBC's Kayla Tausche joins us now with more. How did this happen? How did you get wind of this? You're out in front of this deal, right?
Well, I didn't get the first tip, I have to say. The Wall Street Journal did a great job, had the story yesterday. Office Max actually is set to announce earnings on Thursday, and I was told yesterday that the deal was originally set to be announced on Thursday because of the recent media attention. It could be expedited this week, but it is near an all-stock deal. If you look at the two stocks, you'll see that Office Depot is up, Office Max is down. That's because the expectation is that Office Max will be issuing the shares. Office Depot shareholders will be getting them. I'm also told that as part of this deal, Office Depot is expected to sell its 50% stake in Office Depot of Mexico. That stake is worth about roughly $700 million. And that was actually a suggestion that was put forth by Starboard, an activist investor that bought a 15% stake in Office Depot back in September. The company hired Morgan Stanley. They later brought on Peter J. Solomon to sell the company. I'm told that these talks were happening since late last fall. Office Max is being advised by JP Morgan. And so this has been several months in the making. I think a lot of journalists got wind of this, though. You don't really believe it because it's been rumored for so many years because of the trouble that's been hammering this sector recently. If you look at the stocks, you can see what they've been under. And, it's a problematic sector, so no one really, you sort of believe it when you see it.
In the new world, there's way too many. And they're both named Office. You might as well put them together, right?
That's the question I got on Twitter this morning, is what's the name going to be
Office
of the merged
Depot.
entity?
I don't know.
What's the stronger brand there? I confuse the two, frankly.
Well, if you look at the
Office Depot.
Do you think so? I mean, it's certainly older.
Because it sounds more like Home Depot coming and going. Is that right?
It's certainly the older brand. I think that Office Max, as far as a balance sheet perspective, is definitely more successful. So, if they're the effective acquirer, then maybe that's the name that will stay. It will be interesting, too, to watch this from an antitrust perspective, because the last deal that got announced in this space, granted it was 1997, but it got blocked by the FTC. It was Staples and Office Depot at that time. It was a $4 billion deal. This is going to be a $2 billion deal, so about half the size, but about double the revenues. And
you're the regulators. Do you feel so stupid that you didn't allow that deal to happen?
Oh, wait, but you do. You
have to.
Staples is up 115% since then. Both Office Depot and Office Max down more than 60%, but they actually did have real evidence at the time. They were looking at the prices.
But it's that crazy formula that's antiquated they use with the latest beer.
HHI,
the beer
the whole logic of the antitrust laws is that the public not be disadvantaged.
Right.
Okay?
But they do it for other companies.
The problem with this industry is it has no pricing power. It's a commodity business.
Right.
This is stupid.
So what they found the last time was that Office Depot was effectively manipulating the price of file folders, that a file folder was $1.95 in areas where there were several of these retailers. It was $4.17 for a file folder in areas where they were the only office supply retailers. So they said that that was real evidence. But at this point, you know, of course, these are products that small businesses, consumers, students, that was the issue with the beer deal. They said this is something that everybody buys, not just, you know, the wealthy, not just the 1%. So that's why they're going to regulate here. But you have to look at the performance of the companies and think, why wouldn't this happen?
I blame it on how many lawyers we have, especially antitrust lawyers. I do. They got nothing better to do than to scour the file folder.
Hey, Ken, did you ever think about Home Depot buying Office Depot?
No, but let me tell you what.
I would have thought there'd be
let me
some
tell
kind
you
of
what.
synergistic something.
When we coined
This is the depot?
the name Home Depot, which was given to us, by the way, by one of our original investors, Marjorie Buckley. She did very well, by the way. She didn't get anything for the name, but she did very well as an owner. We thought early on about Office Depot. However, if you trademark a name and don't use it, you lose it. We were not. Now, here's the thing about this industry. If there's any industry that's going to be impacted more by showcasing than this is not unlike Best Buy. You go to a Office Depot store and you price this and you price that and you price paper, and then you go
buy it on
online.
Amazon.
You go online, and you know they even make it easy for you. They help you learn all the features of the different things. So when you go back, you know this is what you want, this is what you don't want. But all you're seeing here in this merger, in my opinion, is the hope that through synergies they can lower their costs and stay around longer.
Stay around longer, but maybe
that-
still get put out of business.
Look, I don't mean to knock any industry or any business. This is a tough business. Anytime you haven't got a captured edge where you can't differentiate yourself, you're in trouble.
Okay.
Commodity business.
What, Kayla?
And Staples, I believe, thinks that its competitors now are Amazon and Costco.
Right,
It doesn't
exactly.
believe that its competitors are Office Depot and Office Max because it has been able to leverage that online capability. I know I buy my office products on Staples online. I haven't been into one of these stores in years.
Isn't 60% of their Office Depot's business online? Some staggering.
That's a number that I'll check.
Yeah, it's some staggering percentage, which...
Right.
Well, that's where you are, and that's where all these people that don't have storefronts have an edge on you.
Right.
They haven't got labor costs, they haven't got occupancy costs.
Where was DealBook on this, Wolf? I mean, where's the New York?
I
It's
believe
nowhere.
there was a story. Michael
okay.
was writing it, wasn't
Yep.
it?
After the journal. After the journal? Or?
Well, I believe the
I saw
journal.
a tweet. I don't have the tick by tick on who broke what when, but I do hope that we have some good Office Space clips for the unfolding of this deal.
Kayla Tausche, thank you very much.
Thanks.
We'll keep us updated on what's going on in the office world. This could be a whole beat.
ODP was a buy ever since it moved its RSI to 3-year highs there. Also, you see that the entry point was here. Nice entry point. You have moving above the 21-month moving average. You have the crossover of the moving averages. Lots of things were going on here that really this should have been a buy, and maybe I missed it, and I go ahead and apologize for that. But the setup is still something we can again reaffirm that the ultimate more the breakout does indeed bring you closer to the real action in the market. Again, that was the entry point there. And you notice now before the merger news came out, look at where it was trading on the RSI. And as the news came out, it blasts above 61.8, and hence the big move. Also, you'll notice here, unlike Office Max, you'll notice that we're already trading at a 3-year high on the MACD in this time frame, 2-year high here, and very close to a 3-year high. Now, I want to show you what happens now that the news is out. You'll see that the stock spikes up about 30%, and now your RSI is solidly above 61.8. Again, the takeaway here is you really want to find stocks that are breaking out to 3-year highs, but more importantly, if you can find stocks that are just about to make a move above 61.8, because that's a magic number. That's a Fibonacci number, or the golden ratio number. Again, very powerful stuff. This is Eric Muadh with Muadh.com. Keep it simple, and other things come secondary. Good luck, peace, and blessings.